Alright, and welcome back to the channel, fellas. It's been about a minute, and we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. As you guys can see, definitely was more than I bargained for. Yeah, the detailing in this car just went pretty extreme. I was just gonna do a simple vacuuming, shampooing the rug, and pretty much just call it a day. But as I got more deep into it, the situation seemed a lot worse. Well, it wasn't too bad, at least not for a barn find. I can't complain too much, I guess. The car is complete, all seat belts are there, all the seats. I must dare to say that the car is pretty much 100% complete. Now, as I started taking all the seats out, removing the seats, putting the carpet up, and going through the car, I did find some hidden gems in this Rx4 that I wasn't expecting. I found the little emblem that goes on the center of the shifter knob. It was missing on the car, but apparently I guess the previous owner just threw it in the armrest, so that was pretty exciting. That was pretty much made my day, just that alone. No one makes those, at least not that I know of. Did find some old school stamps as well. Now here I'm just trying to loosen up all the screws, take all the screws off so I could take the center console out. But I did notice that looks to me like somebody tried messing around with the center console already, or they had tampered with it. You can see they put some home wiring on there. I don't know what's the deal with that, but definitely doesn't belong in the car, so that's something I'm gonna have to take care of later on the build. So if you guys watch closely underneath the e-brake, there's a label there. It's obviously in Japanese, so I quickly messaged a friend of mine that's in Japan, and I asked him if he could translate that for me. Obviously I don't speak Japanese, nevertheless I don't know how to read the Japanese language, but he did say something interesting. What that reads there is bond. So apparently these RX4s, maybe some other old school rotary cars, before they were shipped out to the US, they would sit in a warehouse, and they couldn't leave the warehouse unless they were bonded. And once they were bonded, they would put those labels underneath the e-brake. So that's a good sign that this car hasn't been tampered with, or it hasn't been messed with. So you know, that's something good to know in case you guys have an RX4 and you're just trying to see how pure or how original the car really is. So that's just something interesting, fun fact. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate you just breaking that down for me. And you know who you are. I don't know if you want me to mention your name, but you know who you are. Just wanted to say thanks. Appreciate it. As you guys can see, yeah, this is definitely not a mice that was in here. I'm pretty sure it was, I don't even know what these are, but it might be a rat, raccoon, who knows, but all kinds of critters were in here. Definitely not using the padding that goes under the seat. So that's replaceable. So you don't even bother vacuuming that up. Just can go ahead and get rid of it and get some new ones. And to think I almost missed this section here. Yeah, they were definitely running up in there, so kind of glad I popped that open. So yeah, all that's gonna get replaced, obviously new speakers, but yeah, definitely wasn't expecting all this. And there you have it, it's a little before and after. Huge difference, but I just wasn't convinced, man. The car was smelling like rat urine and feces, and yeah, definitely wasn't too happy with it. It looks nice and clean, but yeah, I just decided to rip out the carpet instead and see what was under there. So fortunately, I got myself into a situation where I had to take the whole upper dash apart. There was no way that carpet was gonna make its way out unless I took out the upper dash. So I found myself in a situation where I had to definitely just wrench away. Well, this is one of those situations where you're actually glad you went the extra mile. So definitely found an old school rat's nest. Old school. Found an old lotto ticket in there that was from 1988. So that sucker's been in there since 1988. Definitely wasn't expecting this. It was a huge rat's nest or mice. I don't know what. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I took everything apart. Wasn't part of the plan. Wasn't going to. At least not at the moment. But yeah, kind of glad I got that out of the way. And yeah, I found a missing piece of that carpet too. Man, who would have known it was in there? All right, it's all nice and clean now, and we're going back at it again with the vacuum. Just pick everything up that was left behind from that nest. Huge giant nest, crazy. after an hour or so, finally was able to get the carpet out without tearing it or messing it up. Definitely gonna send this carpet out to get matched up and get it redone, just like the original one. Getting rid of the underlayment, the padding that goes under there, won't need that. You get that new. And here we go again, just vacuuming, and it's just never ending. It's just you remove something from this car and you just end up finding nest after nest. And well, did find some coins on there. I think all in all, I came up on $1.40, so I guess it wasn't too bad. Won't be needing any of this padding either. This is some crazy padding. This is straight out like cotton, the kind of stuff you find in your pillow. So I don't know what's up with Mazda using that, but nevertheless, did happen to find some jewelry too while I was ripping that thing off. So I just seen some gold earring pop out, and so getting down to the nitty-gritty, making sure I get all that stuff off of there before I decide to get the garden hose and spray everything down. Definitely it was past overdue. Definitely needed this one when I first got the car a few years back. So fortunately, all that mice, feces, and urine started rusting up the car from the inside. As you guys can see, like near the back seat. It looks like that's where they were mainly hanging out. So I'm just trying to vacuum that up, scratch everything off as much as I can before I start disinfecting it. So definitely drenching it with some disinfectant. I've heard some horror stories where people touch those areas and they'll scratch their eyes or scratch their nose, and they'll get real sick from that, or some people have even died from it. So don't want to find out. Don't know if it's true or not, but I've sure heard the stories. So just making sure that I disinfect everything. I obviously sprayed everything down and just waited like 10 minutes just to make sure it penetrates. So then I'm just washing it off, and I did this a few times just to play it safe. So this is just me just going at it, I think like about 3-4 times just to be safe. Last but not least, just some regular car soap. It's got like this bubblegum smell to it. So just pretty much I'm scrubbing everything down after disinfecting. I did this quite a few times, like 2-3 times, just to get rid of that smell, and just to bring back the luster under all that grime. So the soap does come with some kind of wax, so I figured it might help. Might help, might not. But at least the car won't be smelling funky anymore. It's gonna be smelling as good as new. So well, now down to the trunk. What can I say? Not too bad. Not much to see here. For some reason, the mice didn't really make their way back there. Everything looks clean, everything's intact. So I got lucky with the trunk. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just vacuum up the edges, the rubber, and just kind of hose it down right quick. valve, and I was just pretty much tired, to be honest with you. I was just trying to work around the wiper arms or the wiper motor, but man, it was tough to get in between there, so I had no choice but to remove the wiper motor. Some of the bolts looked pretty rusted, and I didn't really want to mess with it or touch it, but you know, I was deep into it, so I figured why not. So luckily all the bolts came off loose, didn't break any of them, so it went pretty good. So I was able to get like under there. So I guess there was a nest or something in there. It was just a bunch of buildup in there, so just vacuumed it up and went ahead and just hosed it down as much as I could. So I was finally down to the long stretch, just basically just hosing down the seats, just trying to loosen up some of that dirt and grime. Not only the seats, but the rear mat, the plastic parts that go inside, like the kick panels, the rocker seals. Just trying to loosen up that grime. They did have some mice species and all that stuff, especially that AC core that you see there. So that one, I definitely took my time on that one. I must have cleaned that one like 10 times just to make sure all that stuff came off. Because I will be reusing it, and I don't want any of that rat smoke coming out when I turn that AC on. So definitely make sure it was disinfected. Definitely make sure it was good and clean. So same process as I did in the inside of the car. Just basically sprayed everything down. Just drenched it with disinfectant. Just let it sit on there for a while. Then just rinsed it off. As you guys could see, all that nasty stuff that the possums or whatever it was that was in there left behind. You just see that water just running down, muddy, dark, and just nasty. Definitely went ahead and scrubbed down the seats. Pretty much scrubbed everything down. You definitely don't want your lady getting a UTI, you know. So definitely had to make sure I scrubbed those seats down a couple times just to get rid of some of that buildup. And right there, I'm using some Armor All. It's some leather conditioner, and I threw it on. The seats aren't 100% dry, but I just threw it on just to kind of keep the vinyl from cracking or just getting damaged from the water and the sun. So just did one coat, and it looks pretty darn good already just with one coat. But I did let the seats dry completely before I added another 2 coats on there. So doing the same process with the back seat, just showing you guys that you know, definitely needed some serious scrubbing and washing. It wasn't just a matter of just hosing them down. I definitely put some elbow grease on all these interior parts, and it wasn't easy, but at least gives you a peace of mind that, you know what, whatever you touch or whatever you come close to, you don't have to worry about catching a disease or whatnot. But yeah, these are the parts here, nicely polished, disinfected, clean, definitely ready to go back on the Rx4. But yeah, this is the final product here. Knowing me, I'll probably clean them once more, but this is as good as they're gonna get. Very happy, very satisfied with the way they came out and looked. Obviously the seat's gonna get redone, at least that one section. I normally don't like reupholstering whole seats, especially if they're salvageable. I don't even know if that's a word, especially if you could reuse some of the parts on it. So yeah. Alright, so this is as far as I'm gonna go with this video. As far as detailing the inside of the Rx4, we tackled all the rats and nets, everything that was in there. We got the seats clean, the plastic clean, post down the interior, got rid of that funky smell that was inside. So all that's left to do is to just pretty much fix the floor. I found a few rust spots. I want to go ahead and put the oil carpet in. I'm gonna have to replace the carpet. I'm not feeling that carpet is worn out and faded, so definitely it's gonna need a new carpet. All the plastic trimmings shined up pretty good. Everything looked good. Seat belts, everything, just everything looks great. Cars looks great from the inside, but you know, I just don't want to keep moving forward and just overlook or just not take care of those rust spots that it's inside. As you guys see, the dash is cracked. I'm gonna have to rip all that out. But as far as detailing the Rx4, it's 100% better than what it was. But you know, I have to address a few issues before I put everything back in. But yeah, just hope you guys enjoyed this video.